All right, so today Fujifilm announced a lot of new firmwares for a lot of cameras, the X100V, the X-Pro3, and then the X-T30. So let's talk about it, but first, let me go get a coffee. All right. So first, let's talk about the X100V. So the X100V is now compatible with the X webcam software. So that means you'll be able to use it as a video conferencing webcam now. And then you'll also be able to change the various film simulations to make sure you have the nicest looking colors when you're in a conference. Then, as you might know, the X100V features digital teleconverters, which can give you an equivalent of 50mm or 70mm. Now, in the past, we were only able to use this feature when shooting in JPEG only. Even if we had JPEG plus RAW, it wouldn't work. Now, the update brings us the ability to actually shoot in JPEG and RAW in the digital teleconverter mode. So you can have your cropped image as a 50 or 70mm, but you'll also have your RAW file next to that so that you can make, deeper and further adjustments to the RAW file on the same image. Also, we get the ability to rate the images right in the camera so that when we import it into third-party applications, we see these ratings right in there, and that works both for the JPEGs and the RAW. We also get the ability to use the ND filter when shooting video. So that's a pretty nice thing because the X100V does feature a 4-step built-in ND, and then now we can actually use it when shooting video. So if you have a bright sunny day, but you still want that shallow depth of field, you want to open up your aperture, you simply drop that ND filter and then you cut 4 stops of light. So that's really useful. Now, next we have an update to the frame lines displayed into the optical viewfinder. We have a new option that's called bright frame position memory. So when you shoot with the optical viewfinder, you have your frame lines, and then when you focus, they adjust to show sort of the parallax compensation. Now, in the past, when you focus to something close, for example, they would shift to the bottom right and stay there until you refocused. So if you set the bright frame memory option on, it will actually do the same thing as it always did. So you will focus and it will stay there until you refocus. Now, if you set it to off, anytime you take a picture or if you focus and let go, it will actually go back to its default position. The firmware will also correct some minor bug fixes. Now, in terms of the X-Pro3, we will get the same update for the frame lines, so that option in the menu. We will also get the same update for the ratings inside the camera, and then we also have some minor bug fixes. And then lastly, for the X-T30, we get compatibility with the X webcam software, so now the X-T30 can be used for webcam use or video conferencing. And then we will also get the ability to change the film simulations as well, and then we get the same update in terms of ratings inside the camera. And then lastly, for the X-T30, we also get some minor bug fixes. So that covers it for the main features in terms of these updates. Now, if you want to see the full list of changes that applies to these firmware updates, make sure you visit the fujifilmfirmware.com, and then you will get the full list of every single detail that has been changed in these firmwares. So what's your favorite feature? Let us know in the comment section down below. For myself, I know the ND filter for the X100V in video is a really big one. I think that's going to be very useful when shooting videos with the X100V. So if you're not subscribed already, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you want to get more content like this about Fujifilm products.